Welcome to the game room.
Okay, so what I'm going to show you is how I cut the cars and do the tuck box. And so for what you're going to need for this is a sharp blade, don't cut yourself, a glue stick, a metal ruler. You can use plastic, but there's always a chance you'll cut into the plastic, so metal if you got it. You're going to need enough card sleeves to sleeve your cards, and you're going to need the printouts. So there's the tuck box to hold them in, and there's the card sheets. So we're going to do the tuck box first, and the reason for that is we're going to give it a little chance to dry before we stick the cards in it. So very carefully, and I do apologize, I'm limited for space and I don't have a smaller ruler, but you want to very carefully cut this out. Now if you position it, you can kind of see where all the lines are. Just cut the major piece of the outside. You just want to cut the whole piece out. Get the piece, and then I'll show you how to cut the smaller pieces so that it'll fold neatly. So we'll be right back. I'm going to cut this out, and then I'll come back and show you how to cut the folds. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention is it might be a little easier to cut the rounded part off with scissors. So get you a good pair of scissors and then just follow it around. Now if you take care of these tuck boxes, they can and will last, actually they can last you a very, very long time. I've got some that I made 6-7 years ago that are still in good condition and still function perfectly. Okay, now that we have this completely cut out, and all we've done is cut the outside edges around, everywhere there is a solid black line that you can see, as well as the edge of the flap right here, you're going to want to trim this. Now be careful with this corner down here. I forgot to cut that out. You want to make sure you get that. You do not want that piece. Let me get that off real quick. Okay, now, like I said, anywhere there is a solid line, you're going to want to cut all the way through. So I'm going to use a plastic ruler and just be careful not to cut the plastic. And make sure you cut right on the line. And you want to make sure that you have this little piece right here separated. Okay? Alright, so that's separated. This is cut. Need to cut this one right here. Okay, now everywhere else you're going to want to drag the knife along the edge, but you don't want to cut all the way through. What you're just trying to do is score the paper, but you don't want to cut all the way through it, or you'll be throwing this away and doing it again. All this is going to do is going to break the surface tension of the paper, so when you fold it, you'll get an even fold. Like I said, I just kind of barely press, and I just literally just wanting to cut through the top piece of that cardstock. I mean, it's really all you're trying to do. Do not press down. If you press down, like I said, you're gonna cut these pieces off. Okay, and now we need to go down these lines here. And again, we're going to do the same thing. Just all you're really trying to do is just scratch the paper. If you have a Cricut machine, I believe you can set this up to where it'll just do it all for you. I do not. Wish I did, because I would make this a whole lot easier. Okay, now just to check, you should be able to easily fold all the different pieces. Okay, and you should get a nice crisp fold. Don't forget to fold the top flap. Okay, so how this is going to go together is basically flap 1 goes in, flap 2 goes in, flap 3, and then once you have that, you're then going to wrap this around it. And let me show you this. So I'm going to grab a piece of paper. This is where your glue stick comes in. And you want to get, you don't want to get it on the outside if you can, but you want to get it all over the flaps, all the way to the edge. And you're going to want to kind of do this quickly because this glue tends to dry pretty fast. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold flap 1 in to flap 3. Make sure it lines up with the corner. I'm going to fold flap 2 in. Again, make sure it lines up with the corner, press hard, and then we're going to wrap the box around itself. Okay, now you're going to want something, your ruler, and you want to press down in there to make sure that everything sticks. And again, that side that has to be glued, I like to just run this up and down, pressing hard, so that way it will help push that glue in tight. You still have a little bit of wiggle room if you need to adjust anything. Okay, and there's your box. Make sure everything folds in. If you need to trim anything, now's your chance. Okay. All right, so now we have a tuck box. Okay, now so that can finish drying, we're going to put that aside. Now we're going to do these. Now, on the card sheet, you'll see cut lines all the way around, and what you want to do is you want to line this up. Now this may look a little weird because you could just, like, you know, slice all the way through, but then you run out of stuff to line up with. If you cut out, what I normally did was I would cut the box out, and then I lose my lines to line up. And while it's a little easier here, on some cards, if they have a really dark border, it's very difficult to see. So what I did was literally just make all of your inside cuts without ever actually cutting out the border. And so what I can do is I can line up this blue edge to that blue edge, and I should see a blue line running all the way through the middle. And I just make the cut. Same thing up here. Blue line to blue line. We have the length cuts. Now I'm just going to cut all right. Pull out my sleeves, slide each one of these into a sleeve. And sleeved, they will fit nice and neat into your tuck box. And there you go. And when you start adding all of them, you can have all of your cards sleeved. If you take care of them, they will last you a very long time. Anyway, hope this helped, and thanks for watching.